Good evening, and thank you, NC, and everyone else at SSA for giving us the opportunity. NSE was incorporated in '92, but our trading system became operational in late '94, and within 6 months of launch, we had more than 50% of the market. Depository got created, clearing settlement systems got created, risk management became much stronger, and we created the systems that allowed the kind of FII money that comes in today, the kind of money that is mobilized through mutual funds and insurance firms, the kind of high-frequency trading that happens today. We have really changed the way the market works. Now, this is where we were, and you would ask why, if you were so successful, would you want to use something like Six Sigma on, for that matter, integrated strategy management system? We seem to be smart enough to do what we were doing well. We are today in a situation where the challenges are different from what they were when we started. We are getting more competition. We are playing in the international field today. We have competition from the domestic and international players. What you can do, many of our customers are FIIs, and they can trade in Singapore or London or New York instead of trading in India, if we don't create the right systems for them. We have competition from players within our own geography. New exchanges are being set up on a regular basis. We have a very changing product and regulatory environment, and our customers' expectations are going up. Now, we decided to use an integrated strategy management system in order to attack this systematically. And as you saw from Ganesh's presentation, this involved many different steps. We had to systematically develop our strategy by envisioning where we are going and why we are doing it and what are the values that drive us, by examining the strategic issues and the way we will respond to them, and converting this into operational terms by setting strategic results, finding strategic objectives for them, and driving initiatives that will lead to those objectives. We have just started doing that. We've been in this exercise for a little more than a year now, and we are trying to use the feedback loop to learn and adapt as we progress. The basic structure that we use for this is shown on this slide. The one very important part of strategy implementation is to make sure that everybody is involved, from the senior management to the person who has just joined the organization. And we did this by creating focus groups or creating teams which will drive different parts of the strategy implementation. We have a strategy committee which is driven from the top by our joint managing director, and this strategy committee has representation from these 4 different groups which drive projects, processes, performance, and internalization and communication. As Ganesh mentioned, we are creating systems so that we are not dependent on consultants for the long term. We are creating the internal resources that can drive this after the consultant has left. So that's what the internalization group does. And it also has the job of communicating to the wider audience. As you can see from the slide, each of these focus groups has a clear task at its hand and works very closely with the consultants and with each other in order to achieve the objectives of strategy management. We have also created an organization structure which has supporting resources, business excellence core department support resources, as well as resources in each of the functional areas whose job is to drive continuous improvement. Now, this is done in 2 or 3 different ways. We have these process excellence enablers who are trained green belts and black belts, and who have also done change management training, and who coach projects within their areas, and they also work with the PEXs and the HODs in the other departments to make sure that the cross-functional projects get done properly. And this whole thing is supported by external consultants in many different ways. The strategy committee is responsible for driving the whole change management process, for conducting the performance reviews, for prescribing the terms of reference to the focus groups, make sure that we have the right resources to drive our strategic initiatives, and so on. And each of the focus group is responsible to make sure that its job gets done properly and that it works well with the other focus groups.